Hello, hello, welcome to the Facebook Group Strategies Masterclass. If my hands are flying, it's because there's a bug literally distracting me. So come on in. I want you guys to come in the chat, say hello to each other, tell me what you do, introduce yourselves to each other while I get our slides ready. I want to make sure you guys have this super interactive with each other so you can connect, and we will get going. Yay, we're recording. All right. Okay. So let me make this. I am going to put the chat to the side, and then I am putting off some moments where I will come in if you guys have questions as they come up. Okay. So first things first, hello. My name is Lindsay Weiss. I am a twin mom. I'm a Facebook group strategist, business coach, and social selling leader. I have been out here in the online business space for 13 years, literally as of April 1st. So we're coming up like a couple weeks from now. I can tell you official. I have been selling online for 13 years. I started on Facebook and I have sold thousands of dollars in products, programs, from direct sales to coaching programs. Okay. But most importantly, I have helped other business owners build their business online through Facebook group strategies. And let me tell you a little bit about how this all came about. So I started in the corporate space. I did the 9 to 5 thing. I went to college. I've got my degree, and I had the intention of climbing the corporate ladder. I remember as a little girl, I was like, okay, doctor, lawyer, or CEO. Like those were the three dreams on my heart for what I was going to do. And we landed upon CEO. It's pretty good, right? But in the 9 to 5 space, I was trying to climb that ladder. I was trying to like figure that piece out. And so here I was driving in and out of the office every day. My commute was a solid hour in Chicago, where it is ice cold right now, where the ice, like the snow, the storms would actually turn my commute into more than 2 hours. And it was so incredibly stressful. I was looking around for other lines of work because not only was that happening, but I was definitely working in an environment where growth was not encouraged. It was not a real thing. And so I started looking around at other careers, like what else could I do? How else could I, establish some kind of career that could really help me climb this ladder? And what I found was nothing. And then on top of that, I wasn't a mom yet. I was engaged at the time, and I was like, but how do I literally get to all the kids' events? How do I get to all the stuff? The schedules that I would see these other moms, like they'd have to leave early, they'd have to go to doctor's appointments, they'd have school stuff, they'd have to travel. And I was like, I just don't get how somebody does this in this 9 to 5 setting. I could not like connect those dots. So here I was trying to get this like high level position, but yet I was so conflicted by the scheduling because it was a dream of mine to also be a mom, right? And so this company that I was with, and they ended up closing the doors and moving to Ohio. And they were like, hey, do you want to come with us? And I was like, oh no, this is like my moment. This is my moment. I'd been looking for work, nothing was panning out. And so I stayed stuck for a long time doing this 9 to 5 thing, just thinking deep down, like, I'm willing to work, but I'm not growing here. The environment there was, it was very toxic. Some days it was great, some days it was just crazy. And I realized very quickly, like, there has to be something else out there. So as time went on, I started to see, I started to get on social media. It was fairly new back then. And I remember very vividly getting this message on Facebook. And she was like, hey, sent me one of those hey girl messages that you're like, oh, like you cringe at, that you don't want to send to people. You don't want to receive, but also you're like, hey, how do I do this? How do I talk to people? Because I need to talk to people, right? And so she sends me this obnoxious, I wish I could like take a copy and like show you. It had links in it. It was like, you should join my team. Like it was just the whole thing in like this huge novel. And for whatever reason, I was like, okay, well, let me just follow her. I remember thinking, like, is this a real person? Like, I literally couldn't digest if she was real or not. And so I started following, and she kept talking about this health and fitness opportunity and how she kept painting the picture of this incredible vision. Okay. And it was like, I'm working on my, I'm going to stop share while I talk about this to you guys. I'm working on my health and fitness. I'm getting paid to help other people do the same thing. Every Thursday, she would post this story, and it was like this vision that deep down I really wanted. Because while I was going through this 9 to 5 chaos and trying to like imagine how I would do this as a parent, I was also on a health journey. I was struggling with my health. And so I had been going into the gym and I was getting nutrition support. And so here this person was on Facebook posting about how she was getting paid to get fit. And I was like, huh, that's so interesting. That sounds like so appealing, but like, no way is that real. But she kept talking about it. She kept sharing the same exact story every single week on repeat. And I would stop every time and I'd be like, huh, like maybe it's not a scam. Maybe it really is a real legit thing. Meanwhile, she was like following up with me in the DM. She was sending me messages. She was doing like letting me know, like, hey, you should do this with me. You'd be so great at this. And I was like, no, thank you. And what I want to say about that is looking back, I wish I would have jumped right away. The minute she offered, I wish I would have signed up and gone right away because I missed a lot of opportunity to build this business even bigger than what I had built. And so I just want you to like soak that up for a minute. Like we can sit and wait, but the opportunity is all about some good timing as well. So I want you to like really think about that. It took me 8 months before I was like, okay, tell me what to do. Tell me what you're doing. Let me sign up with you. Right. So I finally jumped in. And what do you think they told me to do? They were like, send 100 cold messages, go connect with people, let them know what you're doing. And I was like, oh, good Lord. Like, I already got the crazy message from you. Are you guys serious? And she was like, yeah, we got to get the word out. And I was like, yeah, we do need to get the word out. Like, people need to know about your business. You got to get the word out. Okay. And like posting is a way to do that, but it doesn't always connect to a sale, right? It just creates a content which can create a conversation, right? And so instead of sending all these messages that I was guided to send, I opened up a Facebook group. I thought, what if I bring them into a Facebook group where I can serve them, nurture them, get to know them, they can get to know me, and then we can talk about my business and see if it's the right fit for them. Okay. So that is how this all began. I grew that group to over 500 people. And from there, I built a team of over 2,000 people. I hit the top 50 in the entire company of over 100,000 representatives. And I doubled my business in 2 years, all because of this method that I created with Facebook groups. Okay. Here's the funny part. When I was doing this, I was teaching each person who would come in and want to build a business. I was showing them like, hey, you build a community. Let me show you how to attract people in, how to sell from the community. Like I was walking through all these processes, but in my mind, I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, I have no clue what I'm doing. So I hired help. I hired a coach. And this was in like 2014, 2015. Okay. So we're talking almost 10 years ago. I hired help and I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I need your help. And she was like, okay, mind you, I was number 50 in the company. I was hitting these levels they called elite. I was clearly doubling the sale. Like everything was doing what it was supposed to do. But in my mind, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I was being asked to speak on corporate calls. I was being asked to speak for leaders. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you guys because I don't know what I'm doing. And so she was like, okay, just stop. Just stop. She's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I don't really know. And she's like, no, you know. And I was like, no, I don't think so. And she was like, no. Walk me through what you're doing. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I'm teaching people how to build community through Facebook groups so they don't have to feel icky and gross and salesy, but they can still build a successful business. So I created like this method, and I'm teaching each person who wants to work very closely with me how to build through this Facebook group method. And she was like, bingo, that is what's happening. You have a system. And I was like, oh, I guess I do. I have a system. And you know what's so funny is I didn't even realize at the time that I had a system. I'm curious, do you have an intentional system and business plan in place right now for you to get clients? Feel free to answer in the chat. While I bring our slides back up. I'm so curious. Let me know. I'll read this chat. Okay, so why do you want to be on Facebook for your business? Why? 1.8 billion people are using Facebook groups daily, every single day. 1.8 billion, that's like the size of a country, okay? That's massive. That is a ton of people for you to get out there and connect with, build connection, and attract into your community, okay? 1.2 billion have made a purchase on Facebook, and 66% of them made their most recent purchase on Facebook. So my question is, why would you not be selling on Facebook? Why wouldn't you be selling on Facebook? I'm just here to say Facebook is not dead for business. It still remains the top social platform to use. Sarah doesn't have a system. Kim feels all over the place. Rebecca feels all over the place. Okay, I'm going to help you guys out. All right, so let's talk about what can a Facebook group do for your business, okay? So get your pens and papers out. Let's take some notes so you can really start to create an intentional plan, a business plan, a system that is going to take you from kind of feeling all over the place to starting to attract in your dream clients, okay? To figure out how to serve them and then how to move them into a paying client, partner, team member, whatever that looks like for your business, okay? What can a Facebook group do for your business? First of all, it can attract in dream clients, okay? This comes down to what type of group you have, right? So, for example, the Successful Business Women Community is a very obvious group. Okay, it is clear that if you're in business, you're a woman, right? And you want to be successful, you belong in that community, right? Could I be more specific and say Facebook group strategy? Perhaps, and then it'd really be like niche down to where people are coming in. But that's how you're going to attract in your dream clients. It's going to be very specific to what's going on in your group, right? If you teach gut health is going to be the majority of what's happening, what the conversation looks like inside your community, right? So that attracts the dream client because right away they're like, well, I'm interested in gut health. If it's intermittent fasting, they're like, I want intermittent fasting. They're going to decide whether they're going to go to the gut health group or the intermittent fasting group. I've got clients who teach intermittent fasting. I've got clients who teach gut health, right? So the person who's interested in what it is you offer is going to choose the community, right? If you have the word out. So that's number one, it attracts in dream clients. Number two, you're able to engage and build trust with your potential dream clients, okay? So you're bringing them into a space that's safe, that's supportive, that's private, that's this space where you can build that relationship, you can build that trust, right? Because people do business with people they know, they like, and they trust, okay? they are going to start to engage with your content. They're going to start to connect with you, just like you guys do with me. You engage with me. You let me know, like, here's where I'm struggling. You let me know I was a big fan of the Super Bowl. I was not. I didn't care. Like, you guys are constantly telling me how you're feeling, what's going on in the world. Are the kids on spring break? If you observe kind of how I do the things, it's very similar, right? The third thing is creating your group is going to create community. And I talk about this a little bit later on in these slides, but like right now, community is everything in 2024 for business. If you do not have a community you've built, it's going to be really tough to get sales. It just is. Okay. So this gives you a very streamlined way to create community. And number 4, the one we all love the most, people see your posts. Your posts are seen. People are coming to your community for you. They're coming to hear from you, right? You're able to, bouncing over to number 5, you are able to get the message across to everyone at once, right? Like, you aren't having to worry if the real view is being seen. You're not like, I don't know who watched the real view, like who's even there. You don't have to worry about that stuff. Even though that stuff still serves its purpose and has a point, you can funnel those people into your Facebook group community where now you can do all of these 6 things. You'll attract them in. You're going to engage and build trust with them, right? You're going to create community in there. They're going to see the community you're creating, the posts you're putting up, and you can get your message across to everyone at once. And number 6, this is a great bonus, is it's also a great way to create a great customer experience. So this would be something that I would do separate once you have paying clients. So everyone in the Facebook group method has a group they're a part of. They can ask questions in there, things like that. Like, it's just an exclusive space. And I want to just make a note about this because somewhere across the board, there was a conversation about VIP groups being these product sales groups. And while they have a purpose, I'm not saying they don't, I certainly have one myself. They have a purpose, but like when you're moving people from a cold market, you're just getting to know, like, and trust someone, and you put them in a space and all it is like, here's my product, it's on sale, here's a new flavor, here's this discount code. Guess what they're going to do? They are going to run. So I'm like, oh, all they're doing is trying to sell. It's like the hey girl message. It's like, you might as well cold message. The cool part about Facebook group community is you bring them in. Okay. You have a way to start a conversation with them. That's not just like, come buy my thing, or let me tell you about my team. And they're like, bye. Right. Or my program or my course or whatever it looks like that you're selling. Instead, you're like, hey, come into my community. Like, I share tips in here. That's how this group grows so much. That's some great growth tip for you. You can write that down. Is literally, I'm telling people to come into the community where I share tips on Facebook group strategies. And boom, what happens is the group grows because people are like, yeah, I want to learn that. Okay. So drop your questions in the chat. Tell me, what questions do you have? Let's see how I can help you guys while we are here. Meanwhile, I'm going to share a testimonial from Vanessa. She's been a VIP client of mine. She has been with me since August. She wrote, having found you in your course has been life-changing, and that's not an exaggeration. I've purchased so many trainings over my 7 years in network marketing. This is the only one that has been consistently doable for me. It's brought the fun back in my business. How do you start the group? Okay, love this. We're coming up on this answer here in just a minute. We're going to talk about that, as that's going to be one of your action steps. But let's move on and I will get to that. Tell me this though. Do you have a Facebook group community? And whoever asks me first, drop your question or tells me yes or no in the chat. I have a gift for you. Sarah, you're the winner. Yay, Sarah. Sarah, send me your address when you when we're done. Okay. DM me. You guys all have Facebook group communities. Love. Okay. Kim wants to know how to invite to it. It's just telling people all about it. Okay, Kim? That's one of the simplest ways to grow your community. All right. Let's talk about what to do with your community, okay? Let's get your notebooks out. This is some good stuff, okay? All right, so we all have a social media content plan, right? We think about like, what do we want to post on our pages, our Instagrams? Like we think about that because why? That's where the public is at. That's where the majority, that's where the leads are at. That's where the people are at. They're not in our community yet, right? So our thinking process is like, okay, strategy on the public pages, but do you have a strategy inside of your community? If not, I'm about to help you with that, okay? This is gonna be so good. All right, so these are 5 ideas to create connection, build relationships, and show up as a business owner inside of your community, okay? Number 1, and this one is a big one, go live every single week in your community, okay? If this is uncomfortable for you, I want to tell you to just start like going live every other week or going live once a month. Like just start is important. And I think it's important for you guys to hear this. So I'm going to just come off share for just a minute because I need you to like write this down. Consumers are buying after watching live video on Facebook. They will spend up to 6 hours watching video on Facebook. And live video will 6x the engagement in your community, okay? So if you've been like, engagement, I'm struggling, all of the things, like, there you go. There you go. I wanted you to hear that. I wanted you to see me say that. Let's get back to it. All right. When you go live, you can do it in a professional way. You can do it just off the cuff. Like it's totally your call how you want to do that, but go live. Number 2 is to create niche and non-niche related conversational posts. Now, y'all are in Successful Businesswomen, so you notice I do that, right? I asked about spring break. That has nothing to do with business. That has nothing to do with Facebook groups. That is me doing something that is non-niche related just to build connection and conversation, okay? So think about that. Like I keep using the Super Bowl as an example. I've been using that a lot lately because that was like one of the most popular things that just happened last month, a couple weeks ago. And it was a huge thing because the Chiefs like came in and you had Taylor Swift and you had this guy on the team who was her boyfriend. Like it was a huge conversation. And how you're like, okay, but what do I talk about that's not niche? Like just look at what's going on social. Just kind of look, observe, and ask questions around it, right? Like who are you rooting for, right? Like are we rooting for 49ers or for the Chiefs or Taylor, right? Like, or do you not care? And that'll help you to really get to know these people and they'll get to know you, okay? When's spring break? What are you doing for spring break? Those are non-niche related conversations that will bring your members out to talk because they're not going to feel like you're just selling to them, but they're going to get to know, like, and trust you, which in turn, when they're ready, they're going to buy from you. They're going to choose you because they've been a part of your community, okay? Now, niche, obviously, is showing your authority in your business space, right? So it's talking about strategy, or like me over here telling you all about some stats and why you want a Facebook group and why you want to focus on it and why you want to grow it and how it can take your business to the next level and you can double your sales, right? Like I'm walking you through all of that when I'm telling you like, here's an engagement tip, like that's your niche stuff, okay? So number 3, sharing your personal story. Stories sell, facts tell. So we are giving facts, but don't expect to sell from the facts. So when I'm telling you, some of these facts, I don't expect people to be like, let me buy and join your program, because stories are what's going to do it. When you hear that, like, you can generate dream clients into your community, you can bring them in, you can bring as many as you want because there's billions out here. When you hear that they're buying, right? When you hear the story of how I was able to do this with a fairly small group, there was only 500 of them in there at the time. And that's what it grew to, by the way. you hear that story and it gives you like a lot of encouragement to be like, okay, I can follow her method and I can see the same type of progress, right? So sharing your story is going to encourage your community to join you, whether it's your product story, if you're selling a product, your business story, right? If they're joining your team, or if they're buying a program from you, okay? Number 4, create an event. You are here right now. This is an event, right? This is a little bit more professional. I've got some pretty slides for you guys. I'm wearing a dress. We're looking nice. We've had our hair done. Create an event where you can educate them, where you can build a know, like, and trust factor with them. Create an event, or you can create a challenge, okay? And what I want to say is I do have a program called the Facebook group method, which I'll talk about here in a little bit, where I literally dive deep into all of these things and then some. We get into engagement, we get into growth, like how to launch it, like all of it. I dive deep into all of it, okay? Number 5, I want you to consider the features you get within using a Facebook group. If you ever paid attention to the features, which I honestly, they change. We'll get new features. So this is something that I have to keep up to date with for you guys. But albums, files, guides, being able to feature posts, things that like we can't do and organize outside of our community groups, okay? So these are 5 things that you can utilize that will help you when you create your content plan. These are 5 different things that you are able to do as you create your content plan. Here we go. Whoever answers first is getting a gift from me. My question is, do you have a content plan for your group? Rebecca coming in first. Or no, Kelly, sorry. Man, I had Kelly and Rebecca come in at the same time. It was like, boom. Okay, you guys send me your addresses. Thank you for answering. Nobody has a content plan. Okay. I got you. All right. We need to have a content plan. We need to have, you guys will be like so happy when you plan a lot of this stuff out, because it's going to take a lot of stress off of your backs. And like the whole thing is, you need a money making machine. We're just going to have like a real business talk. Like, I know this can be like sometimes the emotional, like salesy person. I promise you, this is the best thing you could do to not be salesy, gross, icky, any of that. Like, this is where it's super fun, but you also can be very, very, very strategic, which is going to take a load off your shoulders. That's going to help you constantly have new connection and people that are connecting with you, right? And people that are buying what it is that you offer. Okay. Moving on. All right. Bonus tip for getting your dream clients to say yes, which we have been talking about, but here's something you can screenshot this. You can write this down. Okay. The bonus tip is that your content, which we just went over 5 ways to create content, is going to bring about these conversations. The conversation is where the conversion is going to come in. The conversation is where the sale comes in, the conversion, AKA the sale. This is where you're going to move people from them realizing where they need the support from you into that conversation where you're going to be able to serve them and show them what it is. And they're going to become the client when the time is right, the partner, the whatever. I just did this with a group for the past 6 weeks, and I had, oh my good Lord, I had so many people come through and sign up because of content, because of their trust with me, all these things that we're talking about. So it is possible for you too. This is possible for you too. Okay. But the magic in all of this is the implementation in your group. And I am here to support you through this. Okay. That is where the magic happens, because as you know, building a business takes time. doing all of this takes time. Okay. But if we aren't making action, we aren't taking action, if we're just sitting and we're like kind of like going through the motions without a clear like strategy on growth, a clear strategy on content, a clear strategy on how we're going to move these people into potential clients, right? When the time is right for them. We can be all over the place, and we can be 6 months down the road and be like, I don't even know what's going on. I don't know why I'm not making sales. And that's frustrating. Okay. But you could flip that and create this community, right? And have me there to support you in building it out. We can build the whole thing out, and then you can start to increase those sales. So the implementation is where the magic happens. Now, last giveaway. Are you ready? Do you have great engagement in your group right now? Where is my chat? Shelly. Okay, all of you guys who've name has been called, make sure you guys send me a DM. Okay. Kim is asking, should it just be what you're selling? Your content? No, it should be more than that. Okay. Definitely more than what you're just selling. Because if it's only what you're selling, people are going to leave the group and they're going to feel sold to. The only time, and I will caveat this, the only time, let me come off the share. The only time that I find that to be purposeful is once you have a group of people who know, like, and trust you. Right. So for example, I have this new product that I am representing, and I have a community who are like, I already know you. I need to know about that. So there's all the trust factors built. But when you're building like a community of cold market people, you're out there getting connected with people out in these spaces, right? And you're moving them in your community and they don't even really know who you are yet. If all we're talking about is product, they're going to be like, okay, they just wanted a sale, I'm out. And that I know that is not what any of you want. Like, you really genuinely want to impact people, but you also want to build your business, right? So I know that. So I want to make sure that that's really clear, because I also know out here in the industry, there's a lot of conversation around this VIP space and it being this like, it's just constant product. But that doesn't mean don't talk about your product. Just don't let it be 24/7. Okay. And that's where the content plan will come in for you. Okay. Another review from one of my one-on-ones who took the Facebook group method program, Polly. Polly is a pelvic floor therapist, and she signed up because she was trying to figure out how to build her community. She wrote, let me say, if you're on the fence, get off and join. You will have no regrets, and the investment is minimal in comparison to the impact it makes on you as a woman or a woman in business. So what she means by that is, she wrote, she gets mom life and trying to fit business in with your family life. She gets straight to the point with strategy and techniques that she has used to grow her 2 wildly successful businesses. You'll be so glad you did, and then you'll want to hire her one-on-one. I am a mom of twins. This was also part of why me building a community made sense, because I was like, holy moly, their schedules are insane. Their nap schedules are insane. It's all over the place. Every day is different. How am I to keep up with like a real build business? And so in building that community, I was able to consistently grow when my twins were little, even when I was going through some of the hardest times, because everybody was in one space and I knew to move people to that space. It was a solid system, and that's what's missing. When you have a solid system, you're going to save so much time in your business. You are going to be so happy because of this system that is in place. All right. Are you ready for some action? I am not the type of person, the type of coach who's going to sit here and bring you fluff at all. I like to help you remove that fluff, because fluff does not make you money. And if you don't know, my mission is to help moms increase their business, make money online so they can go create the life they want with their kiddos, right? That is part of how this all worked out so well. That's why Polly had the testimonial she had, is because She has 2 little ones, and she was trying to like navigate building online, being mom, and she constantly kept feeling this guilt when she was online doing work, and then she would feel behind when she was with the kids. And I helped her to like separate all of that so she could feel good about her work, but then go be with her family. The whole point of the Facebook group method is also not to be glued to your computer, to your phone, any of that stuff. Okay. So the number one step is to launch your community if you haven't already. Okay. If you have, I want you to relaunch your community. I want you to tell people about your community. There are so many people who have not yet heard about your community. When you are out there connecting with new people, which should be a part of your process, tell them you have a community, okay? Tell everyone. Number 2, tell everyone about your community. You can do that through multiple posts on your social medias. There are so many things that you can do. I can show you so many things that'll help you generate the dream clients into your community that can get you. I hope you're really excited hearing me because I'm getting goosebumps telling you about it. Okay, once you've done that, I want you to post in the Successful Businesswomen community so we can cheer you on and support you. This is not something necessarily that's fun per se to do by yourself. It is fun to be with community when you build this. It is fun to have somebody there supporting you, someone who's been through this, someone who's done this time and time again. I have built multiple communities. I just built a brand new one in January and have seen massive success from that, which is pretty exciting to tell you. I've built the Successful Businesswomen community. It's not even a year old, and it's almost at 900 members. And we've had over 30 students come through the Facebook group method program, one-on-one coaching, joining the Make That Money membership, whatever one they choose to be a part of. So I want to encourage you today to consider joining the Facebook group method program and working with me for the next 8 weeks on growing your community with dream clients excited about what it is that you offer. I want you to really think about this. Actually, I don't even want you to think about this. I want you, if you are still here with me, I want to help you start growing your group with dream clients and double your sales. Okay. This is April. Okay. April is my newest client. She is a business coach and consultant to 6- and 7-figure earners. Okay. She joined the Facebook group method as a VIP. And in 3 weeks, so she's only been with me for a couple of weeks, she has grown her group to over 200 members. She has ran her custom challenge, which is something that I dive deep into in the Facebook group method. You get like a full on layout of like how to customize a challenge specific to your offer, whatever that looks like, whether it's network marketing, courses, it doesn't matter. We dive into this so then you have a clear event or challenge. And that has resulted in 7 people joining her $4,000 program. Wild, wild. Isn't that so cool? So cool. I'm so excited for her. All right, so let me answer this main question. How do I know if this program is for me, right? How do I know if this is a right fit? This is for you if you are serious about attracting dream clients to your business and doubling your sales this year. If you are serious and like so ready to change this thing up, this is for you if you want a solid social media system in place for your business. Remember, I said this earlier, community is the key to increasing your sales in 2024. Okay. By implementing the Facebook group method, your group will become a money-making machine if you commit to this system consistently over time, right? That is who it's for. If you are so ready to do that, right? It's not for you if you are like, oh, I just want to go do this on my own. I don't really want a coach in my corner. I don't want someone who has all this experience, who's seen all this success. Because remember, there's going to be bumps along this road, and to have me in your corner to help you work through that stuff is so valuable to your business. Okay. All right, let me walk you through what this looks like. Right now, the value is $5,000 for everything, okay? Obviously, I'm not charging that. I just know the value because I know the success that my clients have seen. I know the success I've seen. I know how much this can change your business, okay? Normally I charge $797, but what I want to do right now is I want to give you $200 off, especially those of you who are ready to take action, who are ready for the results. I want to give you $200 off through Sunday. So it's Wednesday, so we have through Sunday, okay? We have two options, and I'm going to walk through those really quickly for you. And then if you have a couple questions, we'll have a couple minutes for questions. 8 modules, okay? These modules are under 15 minutes and there's an action item at the end of each one. I know how busy you are. I know sitting here right now with me for 45 minutes is a lot because you've got kids, you've got a life, you got things to get to. So I break it down to 15 minutes and under. So you're like, okay, watch the module, take the action, and then you can get back to it when you're ready. There's also a workbook included. My mini course is in this, the engagement course. Some people have invested in is a little mini engagement course that is included as a bonus in this, by the way. There's going to be 8 group coaching calls where you have me as your coach. You can come to the call, ask me all the questions you need. If you choose VIP, that is a bonus of 4 one-on-one calls with me, Voxer support Monday through Friday, and a full Facebook business audit. Okay, so I'll audit your group, I'll audit your Facebook page, we'll look at everything you're doing. That is $14.97, just so you know, that's VIP. And I will drop the link here shortly. If you want to do the program, not VIP, this is the bonus you're getting for paying in full, which is $597. You are going to get a one-on-one coaching call with me, and you are going to get a Facebook business audit to be used anytime within the program, okay? So this is what we have going down. Now, you also can put $149 down and the rest be billed to you. If you want to do it that way, we can do that. Okay. Come find me on Instagram, Lindsay Weiss Official, and join the Successful Business Women group if you haven't already. I want to make sure you guys know about that. I'm going to bring you off share for just a minute to make sure I get this link over to you guys. And then I have a couple minutes for questions. I can take about 3 questions. Pop them in the chat. Here's the link. Oh, that is a big link. Give me a second here. There we go. Okay. Or you can come off mute. All right, let me see what we got here. Woof. All right. Right. So Rebecca's answering. Oh, I love that you guys are helping each other out. Yes. Great answer, Rebecca. Posting community in the stories. Yep. Yep. When you run challenges, all of the goods. Yep. All the goods. Yes. That is the girls. The girls are being so helpful. Thank you guys so much for being so helpful. Okay. Any other questions? I have time for like 2 questions. I don't want to take up too much time. We're about 45 minutes in, but I want to make sure if you have questions about the program, if you'd like to get started, I want you to click on that link, get started. We have this offer till Sunday, $200 off. We will kick off the calls. Let's see, it is March, so we'll probably kick off like right in the May timeframe. I know summer's coming up, so I want to help you like get this going before summer gets here, so you guys have your system in place, so then you can go be with the kiddos and business can be moving forward. Okay. And then if you pay in full, you get a strategy call with me and a Facebook business audit, which is a $1,500 value. You'd be surprised how much we can flip and change so your business is moving. Yes, 200 is automatic through the link. Yes, yeah, it's already automatically on there. We fixed that this morning. So if you want to jump on and buy that, you can just go direct to the paid in full. Or there's a payment plan option as well, which will be different from the one-on-one in the Facebook group business audit. Okay, if you guys have questions and you need like a quick call with me, feel free to send me a DM. I will send you, we can jump on a quick call to make sure it's the right fit for you. I would love to work with you and help you rock your Facebook group so you can start doubling your sales this year. Thank you guys so much for being on today. If you want a prize, don't forget to send me your address in DM so I can send you your gift. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday.